Mr. Reed tonight. Want to thank everybody for coming. I'm just going to go over all the paperwork, all the things that you need, okay? So the biggest thing is you need to sign up on Arbiter if you're going to play a sport here. If you don't know how to access that, we should have a link. Okay, we're working on the link on the website. So if you need to go to Arbiter, if you have any questions, feel free to ask Mr. Reed. You can ask one of the coaches as well. But if you've already played a sport, you should be able to access that already. Another big thing that students need is to have a physical on file. So if you have already played a sport this year, you probably have a physical on file, but just make sure that it's current and up to date, because they do expire after a year. That's the most important thing. Monty Tech will be providing physicals at our school on Monday, March 16th at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. on March 16th in the training room. All right, so if you need a physical, you need to make sure that you fill out the permission for a physical on our school website. We also have a form here if you want to grab it here. So we need that by Thursday, March 12th. And you can also sign up tonight for a physical. So just see that guy back there, Mr. Reed. All right, so loyalty to team rules. All right, so I'm going to read a whole thing to you. I apologize in advance. So, a bona fide member of a school team is a student who consistently present for and actively participates in high school sports sessions. And bona fide members of a school team are precluded from missing a high school practice or competition in order to participate in a non-school athletic activity event in any sport recognized by the MIAA. Students cannot be given special treatment, late arrival, early dismissal, etc. for non-school athletic programs. A student athlete must be a team member for a minimum of 50% of the regular season schedule for that sport to participate in any MIAA competition. A bona fide waiver request for Saturday and Sunday practices only do not need submission to the MIAA, rather approval determined by the high school principal or principal's designee. MIAA bona fide waivers are only allowed during the preseason or on regular season. A bona fide team member waivers for missing any practice or game are not permitted during the MIAA postseason play. The postseason officially begins the day after the cutoff date. So, penalties. First offense, student athlete is suspended for one contest and shall not participate in the next scheduled interscholastic competition that is part of their regular season schedule or a tournament play. Second offense, student athlete is suspended for an additional 25% of the season and is ineligible for tournament play immediately upon confirmation or violation. Bona fide team rule violations cannot be appealed. An ineligible student cannot be in uniform at an event. Attendance at an event will be determined by their high school principal. A transfer student may not gain academic eligibility at the receiving school if the student was not eligible at the sending school. Further, a student may not compete in interscholastic contests at the receiving school if they would not be eligible at the sending school. If the transfer was moved by the parents, and eligibility would be determined by the receiving school. So, student eligibility, time allowed for participant after entering grade 9. So a student shall be eligible for interscholastic competition for no more than 4 consecutive years after the initial entering grade 9. This limitation shall apply with regard to actual participation or attempt to participate. In no case may a student be eligible to participate in more than 4 of each of the 3 annual athletic seasons. Student eligibility age. A student shall be under the age of 19 years of age to compete in interscholastic athletics, but may compete during the remainder of the school year, provided that the student's 19th birthday occurs on or after September 1st of that year. For freshman competition only, a student shall be under 16 years of age and may compete during the remainder of the school year, provided that the 16th birthday occurs on or after September 1st of that year. We need to talk about eligibility. So third quarter grades are going to come out on April 2nd. You cannot fail more than 2 academic subjects. So if you are failing 2 classes, then you're going to miss a big chunk of quarter 3. Okay. 2 academic or your trades. If you fail your trade, you're all done. So, chemical health. All right. From the earliest fall practice date to the conclusion of the academic year to the final athletic event, whichever is the latest, a student shall not, regardless of the quantity, use, consumption, possess, buy or sell, or give away any beverage containing alcohol, tobacco, product, including e-cigarettes, vape pens, or similar devices, marijuana, including synthetics, steroids, drug paraphernalia, or any controlled substance. This policy includes products such as NA or near beer inhabitants defined as a substance produced a mind-altering effect or inhaled. And misuse of over-the-counter medications or substances used for the purposes of altering one's mental state. The MIAA statewide minimum standard is not intended to render guilt by association. Many student athletes may be present at a party where only a few violate the standard. This rule represents any minimum standard upon which schools may develop more stringent requirements. If a student is in violation of this rule and unable to participate in interscholastic sports due to injury or academics, the penalty will not take effect until the student is able to participate again. If a violation of this rule occurs while the student is serving a school suspension, either in-house or out-of-school suspension, the chemical health violation penalty period will not begin until the school suspension period has concluded. If, on the other hand, the school suspension is directly related to the violation of the chemical health rule, then the suspension of the health penalty will be served concurrently. First violation, calculating the 25% of the season. Second violation, totaling 60% of the interscholastic contest of that sport. Okay, done. All right, jewelry. Although some sports allow jewelry, it is recommended that students not wear them at practice or games because if they break, you get lost. It's not the responsibility of the school. And it's also for safety purposes. If you have earrings on, we don't want anybody to lose an earlobe or anything. Insurance. Monty Tech provides insurance for our athletes, but it does not cover 100% at times. Each family's insurance company kicks in first, and then the Monty Tech insurance, if you would, then the Monty Tech insurance would kick in. If you would like some added coverage, see Mr. Reed, and he will have a conversation with you. So, once you sign up for the policy, it will cover your child for 24 hours, 365 days a year, including dental for about $60. So, we'll go over the website so you have access to that. And then detentions, in-house suspension, and out-house suspension. Students should avoid getting detentions. They must serve them when they are issued or receive added penalties. For suspension, students may not practice or play while serving a suspension. So any other questions about that, you can ask Mr. Reed. And let me get the list because we're going to split up in groups. Oh, website, just kidding, website.
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Michaela. So I'm going to show you guys how to go over the Arbiter, like how to sign up. So if you go onto the Monty Tech website, it's going to be in parent and students and athletic programs. When you scroll down, you can see athletic schedules. If you want to watch, like if your child, if you're not able to attend your child's game, event, whatever, you may be able to watch it live depending if it's home. So when you scroll down, you're going to see spring athletic teams. There's the list of the athletic teams that you are able to join. They forgot track and field. Sorry, track. Sorry, track kids. This is Mr. Reed's contact information. How to participate. So this is going to be your physical forms, the student handbook, the health records, the athletic newsletter, anything like that. This is the list. There's like the fall, winter, and then going down to spring, you can see the list of the spring sports.
Yes, right here.
Still no track, I'm sorry everyone. But unfortunately the link for Arbiter is not on our website, but if you Google arbiter.net, sorry everyone, you are going to be able to see, it'll bring you to your homepage. You want to type in like Monty Tech's full name, not just Monty Tech, it will not pop up and work. You'll click on that, it'll bring you to the like home site. You can scroll this as you please. If you keep going down, you will see programs. You're going to click on the hyperlink here. It'll load. This goes over basically everything that we just went over, that Ms. Kelly went over. And you'll hit register now. It'll bring you to this list. You'll click whatever sport you want to participate in. So let's say you're going to do track. So for example, let's say your family sets it up, you will have a list of all of the people in your family that are eligible to play. So you will play. If you don't do it that way, it's your first time using Arbiter, you'll have to go in and you will create a new profile. So every time that you go in, it's like a button that says new participant. You will click whatever it is and it'll fill in. If you did it before, it'll fill in all this information for you. You'll fill in all of this information. Fill in, keep filling in, There's a lot of questions. This is just saying you agree to everything, what's going, and you'll hit continue. But you'll hit continue. When you hit continue, it'll bring you to another website. You'll hit continue one more time, and you'll be signed up, and that's all you have to do. And then if you're physical and you have all of your paperwork in it, you'll be able to participate on the first day. Does anyone have any questions for me on Arbiter or Mr. Reed? Back to Ms. Kelly.
All right, so now I'm going to have you guys break into groups so you can meet the coaches. Oh. Where's my list? I was supposed to be that guy. I apologize. I'm new here at this. All right, so for baseball, we have Mr. Anderson, Mr. Kevin Anderson, Mr. Tim Scaduto for JV baseball. Mr. Reed is the varsity softball coach. I'm the JV softball coach. Nick Quark is the varsity lacrosse coach, and then for boys, and then Anthony Cicino, JV boys lacrosse. Miss Beth Johnson, varsity girls lacrosse. Brianna Wilkins, JV girls lacrosse. Anthony Meninsky, he's the head boys track coach. Steve Boone, he's the assistant track coach. Miss Laura Stern, head girls track and field. All right, I love that energy. Maddie Merchant, she's the assistant track and field coach. Liz Raymond, Miss Raymond is the head girls tennis. And then Miss Sullivan, right over here, head rugby. And that's it. All right. My apologies, everyone. All right, so track and field is going to be in the back middle of the auditorium. Baseball is going to be back left of the auditorium. Girls lacrosse, back right of the auditorium. Tennis, you're going to go into the lobby. Boys lacrosse, front left of the auditorium. Softball, front right of the auditorium. And rugby, you're going to go into the